I'm a federal agent, but today I was just being dad. I'd promised my 7-year-old daughter Mia a day with zero work. No emails, no phone calls, just us. She deserved that, and honestly, so did I. Mia uses a wheelchair due to a medical condition. You could call it cerebral palsy or spina bifida, but what truly matters is her smile. She's obsessed with the adaptive swing at the park, the kind built for kids like her. It's her happy place because it feels like flying. And when she laughs, it's the best sound in the world. Seeing that joy was the reason I brought her here. That smile lights up everything. I wasn't in uniform, just jeans, a hoodie, and a coffee in hand, playing the part of dad. I watched as Mia pushed herself toward the swing, her tiny hands gripping the wheels with focus. She was determined, and I was so proud. I found a nearby bench, close enough to jump in if she needed help, but far enough to let her feel independent. That's her thing. Being a kid, not the kid in the chair. The park buzzed with life. Parents on benches, some chatting, others playing tag with their kids. Dogs barked, kids screamed with joy, the breeze was light. It was perfect. I was just enjoying the moment. Then Karen showed up. Mid-40s, bleach blonde, oversized sunglasses even though the sun was barely out. Her voice cut through the air like a fire alarm. I noticed her barking at another mom near the slide. "Your kid's too slow," she yelled, her own kid whining at her hip. I clocked her, but didn't worry. Every park has that one loudmouth. Usually, they bark and move on. I turned my attention back to Mia, who had made it to the adaptive swing. I got up to help her transfer. "We've done this plenty." She leans on me. I guide her gently, and she beams as she settles in. We were almost done when Karen's son barged up, stopping right in front of us. "I want that one," he demanded. Other swings sat empty, but he wanted this one. Mia, ever the sweetheart, looked at him and said kindly, "I'm almost ready. You can go next." Karen wasn't having it. She stomped over, heels crunching like she was storming the beach. "She's hogging it," she shouted, her eyes blazing at Mia. "We were here first." I stood up, calm but firm. "She just needs a minute," I said. "This swing is built for her." I pointed to the clearly marked accessible sign. Karen didn't even pause. "She shouldn't be here if she can't keep up," she snapped, her face twisted with contempt. My jaw clenched. I swallowed the urge to yell. Then she did it. She stepped forward, raised her hand, and slapped Mia's arm. "Get off. You're wasting time," she barked. Mia gasped. Her hand flew to the spot where she'd been struck. Her wheelchair jerked slightly from the impact. I heard that slap in my soul. My coffee cup hit the ground, forgotten. Fury boiled inside me. Mia looked at me with tears brimming. "Daddy, that was it." Karen had crossed a line, and she didn't even know it. I dropped to my knees beside Mia, my heart pounding. Her arm was red, already swelling. I touched it softly. "You okay, sweetheart?" She nodded, but she was sniffling. "She hit me, Daddy." I pulled her into a hug, feeling her tiny frame shake. Gasps filled the playground. Phones came out. The energy shifted. I stood, slow and steady. My voice was cold steel. "You just assaulted my daughter." Karen didn't even flinch. She smirked. "Maybe teach her to share," she scoffed, arms crossed like she was proud of herself. The crowd was frozen. She wasn't backing down. "Kids like her ruin things for everyone," she sneered. My fists clenched. This wasn't ignorance. This was cruelty. That's when I reached into my pocket, pulled out my badge, and flipped it open, right in front of her face. "I'm a federal agent with the Department of Justice," I said, locking eyes with her. "You just struck a disabled minor. There are witnesses everywhere. You're not getting away with this." Her expression shifted in a flash. All the color drained from her face, eyes wide and frozen. Her lips parted, scrambling for something to say. It was just a light tap," she mumbled, backing away. But her voice cracked, thin and shaky, like she already knew she'd crossed a line she couldn't undo. The crowd wasn't buying it. A mom stepped forward, phone clutched tight. "I got the whole thing on video," she said, firm and clear. "That wasn't a tap. She smacked that girl. Plain as day." Heads nodded, murmurs spread. Then a dad pointed straight at Karen. "She's done this before. I saw her shove a kid off the slide last month. She's a straight-up bully." More voices joined in. Louder now. Parents fed up, no longer staying quiet. Folks who'd watched her act like queen of the playground were finished playing along. And with Mia hurt, with me standing tall and calm, they finally pushed back. The tide turned. Karen looked around like a trapped animal. The smirk she wore just minutes ago vanished, replaced by raw panic. She messed with the wrong dad, on the wrong day, and she knew it. But I wasn't finished. I had to make sure Karen faced the consequences. My hands trembled, but my voice didn't waver. I pulled out my phone and made the call. A direct line to someone I trusted at the DA's office. "Hey, it's me," I said steadily. "A woman just assaulted my disabled daughter at the park. We've got video and plenty of witnesses. Send a patrol." "No hesitation." "On it," he replied. I hung up and turned to Mia. She clutched her arm, eyes round with fear. I nodded gently, letting her know I had this. Then came the sound, distant sirens, growing louder. Karen's whole demeanor crumbled. She heard them and started backpedaling, both in words and steps. "I didn't mean it," she cried, her voice rising. "I didn't know she was your daughter." Her eyes darted, searching for an exit. She tried backing away again, maybe thinking she could bolt. But the parents weren't having it. A few of them moved quick, stepping into her path. "You're not going anywhere," one dad said, arms folded. A mom stood beside him, still filming, phone pointed like a shield. Karen froze. No backup, no excuses left. Her son stood off to the side, silent, poking the ground with his foot, embarrassed, maybe even ashamed. The police arrived within minutes. 2 cruisers, lights blazing. Officers stepped out, calm but all business. I walked up, showed them my badge, explained it all. "She hit my daughter," I said, nodding toward Karen. "It's all on video." The mom with the phone handed it over. The officers watched. You could hear Karen yelling, then the sharp slap. Their expressions turned cold. They faced Karen, who was practically begging now. "You're overreacting," she cried. It wasn't even that bad. But the officers weren't swayed. One stepped forward, cuffs in hand. "Hands behind your back," he said. She protested, wriggled, still talking, but they didn't care. The cuffs clicked. The crowd stood still as they led her to the squad car. She kept babbling, but it was just noise now. I returned to Mia's side, knelt by her wheelchair. "It's over, sweetheart," I whispered, brushing her cheek. She gave a small nod, eyes fixed on the flashing lights. She looked shaken, but she leaned in, holding on tight. The sirens faded into the distance as they drove Karen away. She made her choice, and now she'd pay for it. After the arrest, everything happened fast. The DA's office treated it seriously, because Mia's disability made it worse. They charged Karen with misdemeanor assault. No trial, too much evidence. She pled guilty. The judge sentenced her to probation, anger management, a 1-year park ban, and a restraining order keeping her away from Mia. And I made sure her record said it loud and clear. She assaulted a defenseless child. It wasn't about revenge. It was about protecting others. I double-checked every legal detail with the DA myself. That record had to stick. The playground changed after that. Parents got fired up. They spoke out. They demanded cameras, and the city delivered. Within days, new security cams went up. A few parents even started a community patrol, taking shifts during peak hours. And more stories came to light. Karen had shoved another kid off the slide last year. One dad remembered her threatening to sue over a scraped knee. She'd been bullying people for years, but now? Now, there was proof. The park became a team, everyone pitching in to shut down that kind of behavior. Knowing Mia's pain had sparked that change meant everything. But Mia wasn't herself afterward. She got quiet, didn't ask to go outside much. The playground scared her now, and that crushed me. Her arms healed within a week. The red marks faded, but her spirit took longer. I stayed home more, keeping her close. We played board games, finished puzzles, read her favorite books in goofy voices. She'd smile a little, laugh sometimes, and I could see her strength slowly returning. One night, she drew a picture of herself on the swing, flying high. It wasn't perfect, but it told me she was mending. I kept every moment gentle, letting her rebuild her sense of safety. Mia's tough, tougher than Karen could ever imagine. That park wasn't just a place anymore. It became a battle we'd won. Parents waved when I passed. A few even said thank you. They didn't want Mia to be the final straw. They wanted her to be the spark for something better. I'd watch her sleep, her little hand curled around a book, and I knew we'd get through this. Her spirit was bruised, not broken. Time would do the rest, and I'd be right there for every moment. Weeks went by, and Mia kept healing. Then one day, she looked up at me, eyes bright again, and asked, "Can we go back to the park?" My heart just soared. I nodded, grinning. Let's go, sweetheart. We packed up and headed out. Her wheelchair rolled over the fresh gravel, wheels crunching softly beneath her. The playground felt different, new cameras on poles, parents chatting like neighbors again. Mia stared at the accessible swing, the one Karen had ruined. She froze, her hands gripping the rims tightly. I stayed back, didn't push. Then, slowly, she rolled forward. "Help me, Daddy," she said. I lifted her gently into the swing and stepped back. She swayed slowly, then pushed harder, swinging higher, and a laugh burst from her, loud and free. I stood there watching her soar, my chest full. The park felt safe again. Cameras hummed quietly overhead. Parents smiled and waved. Kids ran wild, fearless. I thought about it all. Karen, the fury, the legal fight. But real justice wasn't just her getting punished. It was this, Mia swinging again, unafraid. It was the community rallying, fixing things together. People didn't just grumble anymore. They looked out for each other. One mom gave me a knowing nod. A dad tossed a ball to his kid nearby. The air felt lighter, stronger. Mia's laugh said it all. We'd won something real. Later that night, back home, Mia drifted off on the couch, book open in her lap. Her face was peaceful, no traces left from that awful day. My phone buzzed, a message from the DA. Case closed. She's done. I looked at Mia, her little hand resting on the page, and smiled. Karen was gone, from our lives, from the park. But it wasn't really about her anymore. We weren't just chasing a court ruling. We were reclaiming Mia's joy, her trust, her space in this world. She'd asked to swing again, and she laughed like nothing could stop her. That was the real win. I tucked a blanket around her, turned out the light, and knew everything was finally okay. The park was ours again, and so was she.